Hello friends, welcome back. So in this session we will learn about Spring handling URI data. How we will handle that URI data in Spring applications. What is URI data? So we will learn in these sessions. So before to start this session, I want to show you in the last session get contacts by IDs. We are passing more than one IDs, that was not working. So that is also a type of, that is also the example of type URI data, handling URI data. Here we have already seen the three ways that we are using to handle the URI data. First one is this one. You can see get contacts. These contacts we are getting in a page, like 10 records, 20 records or 30 records in a one call. And in the second get, if you see, we are getting only a one contact, one single contact we are getting on the basis of contact ID. And that contact ID, if you see here, we are appending after get contact URI. After get contact URI, we are adding our contact ID. So this approach is a different. Here this approach is different, where we are passing offset and limit after question mark symbol or interrogation symbol. And in the third one, we are passing after get contacts to slash, after we are passing ID, and inside after ID we are passing the ID number 1 2 3. Like if we pass 4 5 6 7, so it will get the 4 5 6 7 also. So this is called URI data. That is called URI data. So if a client prefer to send the data as the part of URI, then client can do so. Way to extract the URI data. So URI data will be held in these three parameters by these three way. First one is query param. Now what is query param? This first type is the query param. The first type, that is a query param, where we are passing offset is equal to 0, limit is equal to 10. So that is called query parameter. Now query parameter, what? Query parameter travels with URI and identified by question mark. Yeah, after get contacts, if you see, this is your URI. After this one, we are appending one question mark, and after this question mark, we are passing key value. And that key value, if more than one key values are there, that we are appending using AND operator. And after that one, key and value. Key is a limit, value is a 10. Here key is offset, value is 0. And is used to append more than one query parameter. So that is query parameter. The multiple query parameter is identified by ampersand or question mark, you can say, or AND operator or ampersand. Okay. The annotation @request param help to map query or request parameter to the method argument. Request param annotation expect the name that it holds to be similar to the one that is present in the request URI. This make the code tightly coupled. Yeah, here you can see, again we have seen a lot of time in Java sorry, in Spring or Spring MVC courses, what is tightly coupled, what is loosely coupled code or application. So this tightly coupled means this make code tightly coupled with request URI. How? Because this name, the key offset, if it is changed, it will not work. Limit, this is a key again. If it changes, it won't work. It will throw an error. So so that is called tightly coupled. But how we can resolve that issue, we will see in the next type. Next type is path variable. So first let's see the example of query parameter. So if you can see here, this is identified by the question marks. Yes, definitely we are giving question marks. That multiple query parameter is identified or defined by the ampersand. Yes, sure, that also we have seen here. Next one is the annotation, where that annotation will be present in your controller. That will be present in your controller. You can see this is your get contacts, this is that URI. Get contacts, this is that URI. That URI we are passing offset and limit. So that offset and limit, you can see request param. So here you can see the annotation request param helps to map query or request parameters to the method argument. So here that we are doing, what we are doing, we are mapping the request parameter or query parameter on method argument, so that query param can travel with URI. So here request param, what is the name of that, what should be the name of that request param? That name of the name of query parameter or request parameter should be offset. And another parameter, if it is more than one, definitely more than one parameter, you can inside your parameter you can pass by comma. Another one is a request param, that name is a limit. So that should be travel with get contacts URL. Okay, remaining process is same that we have already seen, that this service will this controller will communicate with this service, that service will communicate with repository, that repository will collect the data from data source. Data source can be anything, that can be a database, that can be a blank text file, or that can be a hard coded data. Okay so let me run this application and I will show you. You can start this application in both the environment, like in embedded Tomcat server or in external server. So currently I am running this application in external service, but I will show you how you can run in embedded Tomcat also. Okay, so first see this example in external server, then we will see that examples in embedded Tomcat. Okay, so it is opening here. Now if you see, if I will hit this URL, then definitely you will get 10 records. How many records you got? 10 records. Definitely you can see it is clearly saying 10 records found. Okay, so I think we have to do what? This message we are adding, so this message should be added like this, so it will work. Okay, it will automatically restart whenever you will change your external Tomcat embedded external Tomcat server will automatically restart that application whenever you change .java files. Okay, after this one you can hit this request. Yeah, so now this is saying 10 records. Why 10 records? Because of this limit only. Second query parameter or second query parameter is suggesting the limit, how much record should be. And what should be offset means what? Offset means the index number from first index to next 10 records. Or if you specify here, 20, so it is getting 60 record. Why? Because total 60 records are there, so it is getting all records. If I will give here 15, it means 15 records will come, one record will be remaining. Okay, so but generally in paginations what we are doing, we are getting few of the records, like 10 record, 100 records. Like if you see the your Gmail account, so you can see in Gmail account, in one shot I think it is getting 100 Gmail or 50 Gmails, whatever it is getting. It's not getting, it's your Gmail inbox might contain thousands of mails, but thousands of mail you are not seeing in single page, because that will decrease the application performance. You have to record, you have to get the record in a page, paginations. So that's why we have to give these features here. So offset and limit. If you see here, it is suggesting this is a tightly coupled. How it is tightly coupled? If I change this offset name, like of S80, I will give of S80, so definitely this is changing. And now it is saying what? Throwing an error, because this is a tightly coupled. If you change the parameter name, query parameter name, if you change, it will throw an error. This error is clearly saying request param offset for method param type int is not present. It is saying it's not present. If it's not present, then definitely you have to supply that one. So if you supply, it is working. Okay, fine. Fine. So this is called query parameter. Next one is, so the query parameter we can call by this question marks, and we can append more than one using ampersand. Okay, next one is path parameter. What is path parameter? The path parameter is path parameters are usually available at the end of URI, like after this slash. Okay, path variable annotation is applied on parameter of controller method whose value need to be extracted out of the request URI. So this one is your suppose I will give here 1. So this one is what? This is what? 1, 2, 3. So what is this? This is path variable. This is path variable. The path parameter is usually available, or are usually available. Both, it should not be is and are. Okay, usually available at the end of URI. Determined by slash. You can see directly it is determined by slash. There is a no question mark symbol to differentiate this path parameter here. You can see clearly. But in the case of query parameter, the query parameter name and value should present, and that should be differentiated by question mark symbol, and more than one should be appended by ampersand. But in case of path parameter, that is determined by just slash. Okay. And @path variable annotation is applied on the request parameter controller method whose value need to be extracted out of the request URI. Request URI can have any number of path parameter. This can have any number of path parameter, no issue. And multiple path variable required use of multiple path variable annotation. And here you can add that one more point, that this makes code loosely coupled with the request URI. But here you can see in the query parameter, the code is tightly coupled. You have to send this name only, then it will work. But here name is not present at all. In the path variable, name itself is not present. Just value is present here. Just value is present. So that is it. That is a loosely coupled code. It is not coupled with code at all. Just you have to pass the value. That's it. Okay. Fine. And at the rate request parameter annotation expect the name that hold the similar to be the one that is present in the request URI. This make code tightly coupled. Okay, sorry, not this one. And at the rate path variable can be used with any type of request parameter, for example get, post, delete, etc. also. Okay. Multiple path variable required use of multiple path variable annotation. So if it is a multiple, then you can add that also. So if you see the code, get contacts, you are giving contact ID. Yes, this one. This is that URI, get contact. So if you see here this get contact, after get contact you can see here contact ID is given in a curly braces. So what does it mean? This is the name of path variable. That is the name of path variable. But this name you no need to pass while calling. You can give any name. The same name you have to specify here. Or if you don't specify this name, that is also fine. Parameter variable name should be the same whatever you are giving here. Contact ID, this contact ID you are giving, that contact ID variable name should be the same. Or if the variable name is different, then you can specify the path variable name inside this annotation. That is up to your choice which approach you want to take. Okay. And if it is a more than one, then definitely you can by comma you can separate more than one and you can give more than one path variables. It will work. And in that case, what you have to do, you have to give here also like path 2. Oh, so or you can give pvar 2. You can give. That's it. And but in that case, you have to give here also. Here also PV, and this one you can give this name. That can be different, no issue, it will work. V you can give just simply. Okay, I've just restarted this one. It is automatically restarting, and now you will see whether this will work or not, because now this time this is a more than one path variable, but both variable are as a loosely coupled, because inside your postman you can call. Currently this will give error because it's not present, but if you give here like this one, it will work. But this 5 has no, we are not using this 5, but this is working. Okay, fine. So just I can remove this one because that is not required here. Just I have shown you, you can add more than one also. Okay, just you can delete this one, just restart this. Once you save this one, it automatically restart. Okay, so now this will give error because this is not present. Yeah, this is present, it will work. So now this makes code loosely coupled. Okay, this one is, we can call in this way. Okay, next one is the matrix variable. What is matrix variable? The third type that we have used here, that is a matrix variable. You can see. So 1, 2, 3. You want to get only these 3. If you want to get one more, 4. Requires for 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, Okay, sorry, it should not be dot, it should be comma. Okay, for if you want to give 5, you can give 5. Now it will give 5 records, you can see. Okay, okay, so this is called matrix variable. Matrix variable are block segment of values, that is a block segment of values that travel along with URI. For example, this one like rate 1 2 3. These variables may appear in middle of the path, unlike query parameter. So query parameter, that should be present after the URI, but matrix variable can be present inside middle of the path also. Okay, and which appear only toward at the end, but matrix variable follow name value format and use semicolon to determine from one another. A matrix variable can carry any number of values determined by the comma, same like this one, same like this one, you can see. But here a name is present, this again making code as tightly coupled, because IDs, this name should be present. If you give this name as a different IDs, it will give required query parameter IDs for the parameter type is not present, so it is not working. Okay, so that is again making code tightly coupled. But if you want to use, if you want to get more than one records, you can use this one. Yeah, it is getting whatever the numbers you are specifying, it is getting those records. Okay, and if it is more than one, then definitely you have to give here this semicolon. After semicolon you can get, see, matrix value follow name value format and use semicolon to get determined from one another matrix. Okay, a matrix variable can carry any number of values determined by the commas. Matrix value is used to extract the matrix variable. To support matrix variable, add the following configuration. So what we need to do, we have to make this support in Spring application. By default your Spring is not supporting this one. That's why in the previous session we were getting that error. We are not able to get this values on the by using matrix variable. We are not able to get. Why? Because the default setting in Spring, it is not supported. To get supported, we need to add this configuration, and this configuration is only for Spring 2.5 for the below version. But your Spring Boot is 3, then in that case you have to add this configuration. I will show you. Inside this configuration, what you have to do, you have to implement web MVC configurer. You have to make a configuration class. That class should implement web MVC configurer interface, and inside web MVC configurer interface, one configure path match. Configure path match is one method that you have to override, and inside that path parameter, path match configure parameter, it is passing. So what you have to add in this configure, you have to set URI path helper. Which URI path helper? URL path helper. URL path helper is equal to new URL path helper, set remove semicolon is equal to false, and set URI path helper. That's it. This configuration you have to do. So once this configuration is done, you can send your IDs, your path parameters inside request you can use. And and if you see the controller, so which annotation we need to use? Matrix variable annotation we need to use. You can see here we are using matrix variable, and here you can see So here matrix variable annotation that has path variable IDs and matrix variable path var means what is the variable name of path, that is IDs, and that IDs also you need to specify here because that is also separated by slash only. So after slash you have to give IDs, and this is your path variable name IDs, and here you can collect inside a list or map, whatever you want to use. Okay, that's it, and it is returning the records. That's it. Okay, so this is handling URI data in Spring or Spring Boot application. Okay, so in the next session we will see exception handling in Spring. If you see here, currently if you see this one, this contact ID is not present, and this message is very clearly, it is saying directory contact not found. So that is an exception part. No, if you see the console, I will clear this console and I will hit this request. So it is saying what? Directory contact exception type catched. One exception came, contact not found. That exception came, but that exception, how it is handling this exception, so that we will see in our next session. So I hope you like this session. Please subscribe my channel and we will see you in the next session. Till that, bye bye and thanks for watching.